Tymal, first of all, your thoughts on that defeat tonight?
Yeah, disappointing one. For myself included, we could have closed that game out. I think give credit to Jordan Cox. I thought he played well. I thought the wicket got a bit better, a little bit of dew out there. Obviously we had a big storm this morning, so maybe a little bit of water in the ground came up. But yeah, a disappointing one, but certainly an improvement on some of the earlier performances in the group. I think that loss kind of definitely knocks us out of the group now. So that's very disappointing in of itself. But you know, certainly some bright spots from the game, but one that I feel we should have won. Yeah.
It's been a strange campaign for Sussex, really. A win at the Oval, beating Hampshire here, running Somerset close. So you've taken the top sides to the wire, but it's just perhaps been that consistency, Tymal.
Yeah, we've been very poor. I think aside from the 3 games we've won, I think, and tonight was okay, I think we've been poor. It's been spoken about a lot. We've spoken about it a lot. We've lost players that, you know, we've got a couple of guys out that would have normally been in our first 11. Our overseas players have both missed games through injury, which obviously never helps. But yeah, as a whole, so far, still with 4 games to go, we've been way off where, you know, we thought we would be and where we wanted to be, which has been frustrating. But you know, we are for the most part a very young group, and as long as guys are learning and getting better, and as I said, today was a better all-around performance. I think you know, that's all we can ask for. We've still got 4 games left. We want to win all 4 of those. Still try and keep momentum looking towards next year, and obviously the boys will obviously have 50 over cricket and championship cricket still for the rest of the year as well. So keep momentum as a club and try and finish the last 4 games well.
How difficult is it, Tymal, when you use those experienced players and you're playing with some relatively inexperienced players playing in this particular competition?
Yeah, as I said, it's not ideal. You know, you sign 2 overseas players, and ideally they play all 14 games, and for various reasons, you know, not their fault at all. Nathan and Shadab have missed games, and yeah, it gives opportunity to guys to come in. Obviously, we've had to rotate the team a lot due to a combination of injury and poor performance. So we haven't had a settled side. Guys changing roles a lot, especially with the ball, as we try and find a team that can win. But as I say, as a whole, it's been poor. But you know, tonight was a better performance, and yeah, hopefully we can put in some more better performances as we finish off.
Do you think those final 4 games can also be? I know next season's a long way away, but is it about perhaps building for next season and seeing, you know, who in this format can play at this level?
Well, I think we've seen pretty much everybody that there is to see. There aren't too many guys that haven't had a game, but yeah, it's certainly, I think, been a good realisation for some of the guys who haven't played as much coming into the year, maybe just how far off they are in terms of T20 cricket and knowing their game and learning their game. And the boys have been quite open about that. A few of the boys have played and kind of after the fact said, yeah, look, that was a lot harder than what I was expecting. You know, people think maybe T20's an easy game where you go out there, have a slog, try and bowl a few Yorkers, but you know, there's a lot more that goes into it as well. So I think it will be good. I think in the long run, we'll review, I'm sure, at the end of the year and looking ahead to the winter, what skills boys need to get better at, and then how obviously we apply those skills as well. But for the most part, I think everybody's under contracts for next year as well, so we'll have a very similar squad, a couple of additions maybe. I don't know, you can ask Farbs about that, but it will be a similar group moving forward. But the beauty about having a young squad like we do is that guys can get better very quickly. You know, guys aren't at their peak, and you know, they aren't old dogs and new tricks. There are a lot of young puppies in there, and they can learn things quickly, and hopefully they do.
And what about yourself, Tymal? Is that something that excites you going forward? You know, in your career, the chance, you know, to play alongside some of these younger players and rebuild a Sussex T20 side?
Ideally, no. I'd be playing in the team that's winning. You know, traditionally we've always had a very strong T20 side here, but that was when the club obviously prioritised T20 kind of to the nth degree, and we had a lot of players who only played T20 cricket, which I completely understand isn't a long-term sustainable model. So no complaints from that side of it. But I've really enjoyed working with Ravi and Farbs this year. Farbs has given Ravi and I a lot more say, a lot more influence, you know, on the team, and you know how we're going to play, which I've really enjoyed and I've really embraced, and I feel I've worked well with Ravi out in the middle. But yeah, as I said, as long as we boys are improving and looking to improve and trying to play cricket T20 cricket how we want to play it, the experience will come. And yeah, obviously, as you say, hopefully this tournament doesn't get forgotten. I think that's something that can happen when the blast finishes by July, it can kind of get forgotten very quickly, because obviously there's a lot more cricket still to be played in the summer. So as long as the boys don't forget how poor we've been at times this competition as we get to the winter, and then look through to next summer as well, hopefully we'll improve next year.